The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Vintage Story. Now, one thing I did do, due to a comment that I noticed on YouTube, is I lowered the volume of my microphone. So hopefully you guys don't think that I am too quiet. I can lower the microphone a little bit more. I was keeping it in the red as advice from Willow, who said that, you know, sometimes you can't hear people no matter what volume your microphone is at. So if you keep it in the red, then everyone can hear you, and they can just turn down your stream. That does not really translate well into YouTube, and I've noticed this for a while. But since somebody did comment on the YouTube video saying that it is loud and it crackles a lot on YouTube side, I don't hear it when I'm editing. But I guess some point after rendering the video and putting it on YouTube, it makes the crackling noise and it makes the volume blow up a little bit more. So I've lowered the volume a little bit on OBS. Hopefully that translates well when I render the video later. And you guys will have to tell me through Twitch if it's too quiet. Now, what I did after last stream of Vintage Story on Sunday is I came around and I messed with all the paths. I also took out all of the planted soil that was over here. Not planted, tilled soil. Replaced it with medium fertility soil. That's all growing in grass. And what we did, I think this might be... No, I should have one plot that is perfect. I think it might be... No, it's not this one. Is it this one here? It looks like this is the perfect one. Okay, so what we were doing at the end of the last stream was realizing that we really needed a 2-block width of dirt or grass between the path and the actual tilled soil so that we can place in decoration stuff like the bees and things like trees, and then also be able to put torches or some form of lighting around the farm plot. So it is still 4 water sources with 2 blocks of fertility soil next to it. And that is pretty much because each block you get away from the water, it lowers in a percentage of something, but we couldn't figure out what it was. Right here, it is showing what I thought it was with the moisture at the top of the screen. This corner block right now says 75% moisture, and this one next to it, being 1 block further away, is 57%. But when we looked at a plot somewhere else, it didn't change its percentage. Like even right here, if I get rid of that... Oh, my noises aren't working for this game. Give me 1 second. That is because I put on the headphones after turning this on. Oh, we don't want that. We want headphones. Now I can hear it. You guys should be able to hear it. So this block right here being right next to the water is 80%, and the one further away is 50%. When you go even further, it goes down to like 23%, and that isn't really worth growing stuff on, so I never do more than, 50% loss. It does affect the crops time in growing, so you can do like every other block being water, only having, you know, one block next to it being moisture. So like right here, since we're doing 2 blocks, this is actually 5 blocks away from the first thing. If I had put this on the 3rd block, then these two would be always at 80% or like whatever the highest moisture range is. Now we do live in an area that has a lot of rain, so that will affect our moisture. That's probably why, like this already came from 73 to 100. That's probably why the other farm plot didn't show the moisture changing, because it probably rained on it, and that keeps the plots 100% moisture for a while. Now, with that being said, a lot of these crops were pretty far into their growth stage. Like all these turnips are either 4 or 5 out of their growth. I did not want to move them before being able to grab the entirety of its food. So like right here, we have the path going straight through it. I wasn't going to just destroy these and then place them over there. So we waited for this. The same thing with these crops. This one just needs to be moved over 1 block. I then also need to remove the water, move them over, but you can see where it's going to be. And I did that for every single plot that we have here. So everything has 2 blocks of grass and then a single block of path in between everything. And eventually everything will look better in the minimap. You can kind of see going off of the water sources where everything is going to be. This is the only one, like I said, that is a perfect path block, because we were using that as a fallow field. Now, this one right here is also going to be fallow, if it is not already. It looks like it is already. But I couldn't separate this because we're growing parsnips over here. Another thing I want to get into is nutrients for the different groups. So if we look at bony soil, or bone meal, I mean, it gives fertilizer for both P and N, and we can do different things that do different nutrients. So this one does all 3, but it does the most in N, and it actually does more in N than bone meal does in P. Now, I know there's actual words for them, like potassium, nitrogen. I'm trying to think of what would make nutrients for K. Is there... That's not meant to press. Meant to press H. Is there a way to find what that would need? So if I go into farming... Terra Preta is another thing that I want to try and get into. We can create Terra Preta. But what I want to know is different types of fertilizer. Here we go. So we have bone meal. Saltpeter can be used as a fertilizer. Didn't know that. Oh, that's for K. Okay. So all that saltpeter that we grabbed can be used for this and something else. I'm glad that we actually did grab that. I think what I was thinking of was potash. That is 60. And it is made by powdered sylvite and water. It's a 2-to-2 ratio, and it creates 2 pieces. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio, creates 1 potash, but we have to make it 2 at a time. We have compost. Earthworm castings. It's from a mod, so we'll ignore that. Eggshells we can use for a little bit of nitrogen and potassium. We can also use it for washed egg cells and stuff later on. Peanut skins, which is a byproduct of something to do with peanuts, probably for making peanut butter, stuff like that. That is part of a mod, so we'll ignore that as well. So it looks like just the first 4 things are vanilla stuff. And what you really want to do is not really use bone meal, although I think that's the only use for it. Because that is a mod. Oh, we use it for Terra Preta. Terra Preta is powdered charcoal, so you can use charcoal for it, but it is... Oh, actually, you need powdered charcoal no matter what you try and do. So the bottom two are modded stuff. It just allows you to use less stuff to make the same thing, or to make more out of the same products. Like compared to the regular kind, it uses half the amount of compost, powdered charcoal, and bone meal, and it makes one extra piece of terra preta. So not only are you halving what you're using, you're also making an extra piece. But if you take high fertility soil, you surround it in the four corners with compost, then the west and east side with powdered charcoal, and the north and south side with bone meal. 4 pieces each. That will take that one piece of dirt and turn it into 2 pieces of terra preta. Terra preta is the highest fertility soil you can use for farming, so I kind of want to get into that at some point. You can alternatively, instead of using the high fertility, you can just use the 4 ingredients that you surround it with, because it doesn't look like you use any less. So you're using 16 pieces of compost, which is a full barrel worth of rot. So if you have a lot of rot, save that for compost. If you don't even use compost for putting fertilizer down on the farm plants, you can at least use that for later on stuff with terra preta. It looks like it's 8 pieces of charcoal, which is still the same 8 pieces for with the dirt. And it also looks like you're still using 8 pieces of bone meal for both kinds. So if you don't have high fertility, you can just use the ingredients instead of using dirt. And it looks like in order to make high fertility, you actually can't make it. So I guess what I was thinking of before was a mod. There is or was a mod that you could create high fertility soil from medium fertility soil. You just add an ingredient to it and it would create the soil. You can also use it for daub, which is a building material. So what we're going to end up doing is doing this, which needs charcoal. So we are going to need to make our large charcoal pit at some point in the future. What I want to do is work. I really want our main focus for the foreseeable future into the next winter to be farming. We are in June. I don't know if we'll be able to get another planting of our crops. A lot of them really take the entire summer to grow, and I didn't notice that until recently. Our turnips are 4 or 5 depending on where we look. It's really depending on what was placed down first. Like this was our original farm plots, so they're all at 5, and then next to it where we planted secondary is at 4. Our cabbage is a high length of 12. Our onions will be done. I don't think we could plant a second cropping of them before we're out of it. And over here should be the carrots, which are about the same. Now our soybeans take 11, so they're probably not going to be planted yet again. And I'm pretty sure that our grains take longer. Our flax actually is only 5, but our rye and our spelt also 9. So I'm guessing I'm thinking of these two. Amaranth is still 9. Sunflowers are 12 though. So I guess only a few of our crops are not going to be planted again. And another thing I should probably go over. This path I was going to make 2 blocks wide. As you can see that there's dirt here instead of grass. I wanted it to match the length of our main path going in here. But then I noticed over here that this would have been way here, where this grass is growing in. But if I just take 1 path block off of that and turn it into a 1 block wide, this also lines up. So now they're both 1 block wide. They both line up with our 2 main path blocks going through here. I also did update our game. Our game is now in the newest stable version, which is 121.6. It is not the newest version of Adventure Story out there. We are into 122. As you can see on YouTube, there's a lot of YouTube videos going around for it, but it is not a stable version yet. When it is a stable version, we probably will be into the next year of Adventure Story in the game. So we'll update in a year. But things I want to do is I want to light the farm plots. I want to add bees to almost every corner. I really just want it to be so that the bees have a proximity to each thing. So I think I'll add just like one bee in the corner over here, and it should be able to get all 4 farm plots, hopefully. I don't know what the proximity is, but we'll test it out. We are using golden combs, which I think makes the bees near a crop benefit the crops. Another thing we need to keep an eye on is that tree right there, which is a pear tree, because if that stops blooming and actually becomes fruited, we will be using fruit for other stuff. We also have not gotten our berries yet. It says they'll ripen in 9 or 8 days. Some say 6. And they should ripen frequently. Another thing I wanted to do was finish up this room up here. I did add a water source here for bony soil. That did require me to move the chests. Or remove the chests beforehand, I forget. Either way. What else? Is there anything else before we get into this? I do want to get into using lanterns. And the only mod that seems to have an issue with us upgrading our game or updating it is this modded torch holder thing. So I kind of want to get rid of them. Stop using the mod. And I'm trying to make a plan for what we're doing. For us to make the beehive kilns, I kind of want to get the beehive kiln. Or in order for us to make beehives, I want to make a beehive kiln. The little boy is playing in a box over there. So if I look at beehive kiln here, it's made out of factory bricks, which are made from fire clay. So I think our first step for today's stream is to go south. We're going to go over to this area and see if I can find that previous place, which I think is right here, that had the impact crater stuff. So we're going to head over to that black icon on the minimap. While we are down there, if we don't die to something, we are going to go over to our fire clay area and grab some more black coal and fire clay from that. We do have a lot of stuff in our inventory. So let's empty our inventory. I don't think we're going to use the bow again unless we end up getting into another spot that has a lot of monsters like the Coliseum room did. Let's also put the bow and the arrows in our home. When I was going through the mods to make sure that everything was working, I did notice that the mod that I was thinking of previously that would make automatic path blocks as you walk over an area more often. That's going to close again. Shouldn't have touched it. Yep, it's closed. That mod does not exist anymore, so that must have been a YouTube video that was outdated compared to recent updates. I could not even find the mod on the mod list, so it may have just been taken down. And by that, I don't mean recently. This is a full serving of onion stew. So anyway, we're gonna take a quick run. Sorry for yawning. We're gonna take a quick run down to this spot, which is where we were trying to find salt when we first looked. Another thing that I'm going to look into is lowering the amount of mods that we're using. I have like 20 mods that I don't think we're even using. So I think we'll have to go through it off screen and see what mods I don't need. Like, we are planning on getting rid of the torch holder mod. I'm not going to do that right away. We're going to have to go around and look for torches that we have using the mod. I know there's a bunch in the cave. I don't know what's going to happen if I just delete the mod while it's being used. I also just realized we just came out of nighttime. I thought we were going into it. That's just saying that there's shale over here. Oh, onions. They've been up here for forever. And I never knew. Alright, is the quickest way to go over this hill or around it? We can go over this one. We just want to skip the one that has all the ice on it. And this might have some wolves for us to kill. What kind of... That's granite. Okay. So up here is the normal stone that we have in our main area. That's a little bit snow. Let's use our shears to make this a little bit of a easier place to walk through. Might help us during the winter when we come up here for hunting. We might not even need to actually hunt anymore. Because we are pretty much done with all of our power stuff, so any fat that we get, we could just wait for our animals to do, or to give us. There's a bear. And a wolf. Oh yeah, maybe that wasn't a wolf, maybe it was just a goat. But we did hear a bear. Luckily I was able to keep going. Maybe that goat was running from it. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Pretty boy. Why are you just brushing against my chair, little boy? What? Do you want attention, little boy? You might climb up on me and look for attention. Now, although I was calling those previous animals, which are the longhorns, or the bighorns, goats, they're actually sheep, and this is an actual goat. Now it's gonna run away. This is one of the animals that, in order for us to catch it, we would probably want to do it the vanilla way, where we make a corralled area with just a bunch of fences with only 3 sides completed, and we'll have to chase them into that corral area. But anyway, we are gonna go... I think I went too far west. I did go too far west. We really want to go over that hill, over that mountain. So let's run down here, try to not get hurt. And then we have to climb up this hill. And when we get back there, we may find that there was Meteoric Iron that I just did not see the first time we were there. There is no real purpose for the impact crater rock stuff. From what I know, it's not used for building anything. Like, there's no cobblestone for it. I didn't log this copper. Let's log that. Even though we have so much copper at home from our cave underneath our town, we still are going to go back to that and try to get more stuff from it. I think I need to go this way in order to get up and over the highest point. That is going to be the ending point of this stream, is going back into the cave and going down a different arm. Getting stuff from that side. We did, as far as I know, finish the one area. And there is a cave entrance here, and I thought I saw copper on the surface, but I did not. Ah! The gravel gave way. Let's just take a quick peek. That leads to an opening, so we're going to go that way. And we're not even playing with soil instability. I still fell. Alright, let's go down here. That goes into a deeper cave. This leads out. We'll go out this way. And before we get sidetracked again, we're gonna head back. Do I know about this resin? I do know about that resin. Thought I saw something in the gravel, but I did not. Alright, so as we get into this chalk area, we're going to be looking for an almost perfect circle in here. Now, I see something that we built previously, probably to keep us alive. And we don't necessarily see the crater spot yet. Maybe we do. It's just over this ridge. This is the impact crater. And that's there for no reason. So this should have had the meteoric iron. And I think it's not here because of the sand and gravel. So what I'm gonna do is dig out every piece of stone here. And just in case there is something we can make out of this. Actually, you can make it into cobblestone. Oh, I didn't know that. I was pretty sure that you couldn't. But anyway. What I want to do is release the stone from above us and have all the gravel and stuff fall into the ground. And since I know we can make stuff out of this, this is a nice color blue. I do like building with blue stones. So what I'm going to do first is dig out all this. Then dig out this portion. I'm not sure what I did below this level. I think it was just the stuff spawned in a little bit low. But it doesn't look like there is any iron. I think it's funny that you can find this impact rock and mine it with a tier 2 copper. Or can you? Yeah. You only need copper to mine this stone. But you need something stronger to get stuff from it. Get the iron from the stone. Okay, I'm gonna start over here. It's not the exact width of the area here. But we're just gonna start with this line. It is gonna be loud. But I'm hoping that as we go further, we can find iron within the ceiling. Doesn't look like we're going to. And actually, since this all turns into an item afterwards, I don't think we need to make a nice impact area. I am gonna find whatever that noise is and turn it down. Effects level, maybe? It is effects level. Alright, let's turn that down even more. We'll go to 40. I think that should be good enough, because I want the rest of the game louder. It is still loud, but it's not as loud. I am not finding Meteoric Iron. I might need it even quieter. Let's go to there. doesn't seem like it got any quieter. Hold on. Let's see if it's entity. Oh. Ambient sound? We just turn that off. Oh, it's ambient sound. Okay. Then I guess effect sound was the pickaxe instead. Oh boy, what are you doing? Oh, you're just gonna lay down there? Okay. It's hard to tell if there's anything else that we need to grab. Okay. I'm gonna just go on a whim and say that there would have been meteoric iron here, but this gravel and sand despawned it. So that's the way that the game looks at it, as a spawning. I don't know why else we wouldn't see it here, because we do have the rock. And that looks like that was our original way out. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any more over here. Yes, we do. I just couldn't see it through all the smoke. 3 more blocks of it. Let's switch hands here. Alright, I'm gonna pick up all this. So like I said, I do want to build out of it. And it looks like there's 3 more over here. I had a feeling that would fall there. Alright, unfortunately that was a bust. We are going to throw all the sand, all the gravel, the granite stone, the chalk stone. I just want the swivite here. Let's get rid of this. Are there any very circular holes nearby? I am not seeing anymore. I mean, that could be one, but it's a little bit more of an oval, so it's probably not one. But anyway, now we are going to go way over somewhere over here. Way over here to these. Are any of these? That one is already set. This is not a toy. Stop playing with the Allen wrench. We're fixing the table. Alright, so that was kind of a bust. Another thing I may not have remembered to say is I had to make a brand new shovel while doing all the farm plots. So although this shovel is mostly broken, it is a new shovel compared to what you saw last. And it looks like I'm gonna have to make another one after getting the fire clay from over here. I don't know if I'm gonna try and keep getting fire clay after this shovel breaks, or if I'll just leave afterwards. That'll be left for figure out later. That's a bear right there. I wonder if we could get it to run into this hole without killing us. Now, we just fell in there, but that could have been just user error. Okay, I can, in fact, get up here. You know, if I can run past it, why try and kill it? Just making sure it's not following us. Now it is. Hey, it came over here. No, it fell in. Alright, another thing is... I want to kill it. You just climbed over 2 blocks. And I fell down. Not good for us. No, I did put on our strong armor. That's why we're able to take the bear. And now we have the bear. Oh, that's going to take out a lot of our inventory for stuff. I think I might just skin it here for the fat. We won't get as much as if we took it home, but... Oh, we don't get pelt from that at all? Alright, I don't want to eat this for the meat. Why am I not eating it? Do I need to cook it? Because I have a mod? Okay, we'll eat this instead then. That barely gave us any satiation. Little boy, where's the speaker? Go. You knocked the speaker off the table when you laid down. Alright, looks like we have to climb over this big hill right here. Oh, waterfall. What are you doing, little boy? Am I able to do that parkour? Nope, because there's leaves in the way. It's probably not the best way to get up here, but it is working. Alright, climb up. There we go. There is a Zubat in chat. I don't remember seeing a Zubat before. Apparently we have, but that is Gen 1. Looks like we've seen it more than once if both me and Gino have it. It seems like the odds of both me and Gino catching it on the first time it showed up is very low. I thought that was a hole. What is that blue? Oh, that's a hole in the tree. I don't think we need to worry about that. We should be getting close. On the minimap, we should be closing in on it. I should probably look at what the blue stone icon is on the minimap. We're heading to the red clay pot. Oh no. I said oh no just because I fouled them out. Because of the gravel moving. This seems like it's not just stone. Oh, because it's quartz. Oh, hello, ruin. I don't remember. Because we didn't see it. Don't need that. Anything over here? Nope. Alright, we at least got to a different biome. How far away are we? We're actually not that far away. Oh, the blue is the salt. Let's change out the pink. I don't think we need salt right now. Because each stone turns into 2 pieces. Just over this ridge, we should see a lake. And that is the lake that has the fire clay. There it is. The last time we were here, the lake was frozen over. And where is the way in? I forget. I think it's over here. There it is. Oh wait, we made a way in the lake. Which is right here. If I can get to it, there we go. This leads us all the way down to the node that we got rid of. And it goes further down. I am surprised that nothing has spawned in this area. I'll just check it for any pieces I may have missed. But now we're gonna go further down. And I'm checking for any other ores. Okay, it looks like it's just the fire clay that's right here. I do want to see if there is another node or if it was just those two. Because the icon on the map is for this node. The other icon, I guess, was for over here, so we can get rid of both of these. And we might get rid of that one, I don't know. Because we have to first get rid of all this. And I did a little bit of research on fire clay, and it looks like this is the only way to find it now. It is very rare to find it on the map. So it's just possible to find it, but you're probably not going to without finding the black hole, which is bits and minutes. And if I go like this, we shouldn't get any drifters being able to grab us unless they crawl. I do have a slight issue of fire clay taking up a lot of space. We could just get rid of the bones later, maybe the fat that we were trying to grab from the bear. Well, it depends on how big this node is. It doesn't seem like it is big. It probably is further over this way. I have the kitten using my ankles as a pillow. It does seem like it's going this way. And it looks like we have enough space in inventory for all of this node. This node was a lot smaller than the other one. I wonder if we could find more. If I use a prospecting pick on a node search, I'll go right here and see if it picks up any bits in this hole. Trace amounts of lead and borax, which is what was over here. Well, there's some borax right there. And then this was probably lead over here. Or it was the other way around. I don't know. But I do want to know if I go over and in here, will I find more of that coal, or is it the other way? Trace amounts of lead. So if the first one was here, the second one is there, it looks like it's more this direction. So if I go down to like right here. Yep, there it is. More coal. But that says trace amounts, so let's go to right here. See if it gives trace amounts as well. Trace amounts and lead. I just want to see if there's any mixed in here that I'm not seeing. Doesn't look like it. I wonder if it is in this direction. No node nearby, so it is definitely this direction. I don't think it's way down here. No. So I am right in that it is this way. Oh, it's right there. Look at that. It looks like it's only in sandstone, which is the same thing as borax and the other thing. I am surprised that it only spawned at that height. Maybe that's because this grew in its way. Alright, if I do this again, I'm gonna guess it's gonna say there's none around here. Oh, it still says there's more. And that leads back to the cave, so it's probably not this way. Wait a minute. Okay, I had a feeling that it could be above us. I'm gonna go You know, let's start going up. So it looks like the hill here is going up, so the ores can also be up here. That sounds like a lot of lightning is happening outside. How high up is this hill? Quite far up. That leads that way. What if I go this way? We came over here for the clay just so we can make refractory bricks. What's that? Are you serious? We just found salt. So we were on the right track to find the salt in this area. Why didn't that say on node search that this was over here? Does it even show up on node search? It doesn't. Huh. Okay, let's see how deep this is. Because it looks like this is the top of it, and I'm gonna guess... that it's pretty wide. This might be another salt dome. You know, the thing we were looking for way back when? Yeah, that's definitely a salt dome. I really want to find where this coal is. Over here, there's no coal. What if it's this way? Small amounts of lead, trace amounts of the coal. Alright, before we go any further, I do want to switch nodes here. And get samples from this spot. I still need to, okay. Yeah, it does say that there is salt in this area, which is obvious now. And it's in the area that says 6.29. It's not even in the area that said the largest amount. Where is it? It's like right on the border. It does say very poor on the coal. So I think we're done here. We're not gonna grab any other stuff. Let's just throw away any of our junk, like the granite stone and the sandstone stone. Sticks. I don't think we need the bones, but we're gonna keep them. We definitely are gonna keep the borax. Let's take the water column out of here. That's not the water column. There it is. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit south and do another prospecting around the node that we just created. And I thought I could stand on this and not be underwater, but it doesn't look like it. What I wanted to do was get rid of this and this. And what I want to do is go west into this corner, which is where the trader is. And I want to do a search here. And right here next to turnips. And way over here next to these leaves. Okay, this does not have the coal in it. So I think whatever trace amounts of coal was over there, that is all it is. We're not actually gonna find coal. Let's try right here in this node, or this chunk. And how about right here? Says it has salt nearby. Don't know how true that is. I mean, I know we were close to that salt node that we just found, but I think that was a couple chunks away. Alright, what I kind of want to do is just take damage and respawn at home. So I think I might just run at the top of this hill and run down and see what happens. Hopefully it gets us close to dying. Got us close, so I don't think we're gonna get further going down more. Here's a drifter's area. Or portal, I mean. There we go, we could probably jump down this. And get enough damage. Or not. But if I jump in a cave, I get hurt. What's down here? Death, apparently. And now we're home. Is there bonus slow in here? Yes, there is. And we have 14 pieces in there. Alright, where should I put all this? Fire clay can go in there. I don't think I can do anything with them. Stones. Not enough room in there. Or not a lot of room, at least. This can go in there. The coal. Borax. Don't remember where I was getting borax. Probably out there. Let's go into our food house. Put away this meat, hopefully in a spot that does not spoil soon. That's about to spoil. You won't. That's fresh for 5 days, 9 days. We'll put that in the middle, split the difference. This is now all rot. This is still being sealed. That is also all rot. I think we could turn all these barrels into rot and call it a day. If I just take them all. That has maple syrup. That has brine. You have nothing. That is going to be for us to start making terra preta. You know what? Might as well take all of this too. We'll keep using even more barrels. We're not making leather for a little bit now. I think we're using that one, so that means we're using these. So I only have 4 barrels left that I can use, and it looks like we only needed 3 of them anyway. So the rest of this can come back in here and just be in a placeholder. I don't think we would have anything else that is ready to expire. None of this should be able to expire. That's green, that's 8 years. The flour is also 8 years. This stuff might expire soon. That's the last piece of that food. We'll just hold on to that. Bones go upstairs. The rest is over here. I don't know what chest it would go in. I don't see any borax in that. This is powdered. But I know we have more somewhere. Just don't know where. I probably looked at it in the main house and just completely ignored it. Anyway, let's put all this away. Don't like this orientation, but I'll do it anyway. What was the next step? We have the fire clay. Oh, we need to look at how to make refractory tier 2. Just want to get rid of our death marker. Refract. That's a lot of different numbers. There we go. Tier 3 is going to take stuff that we can't get, which is the illuminite. Not illuminite. We have olivine. We need crushed bauxite and quartz. How far away is our bauxite? I know we have a little bit down here. Right here, this is bauxite. So it looks like we're taking another run down there. And that was a little bit further away from here than I would have liked it to be. Alright, let's take another run. This is so we can mass produce clay items. Should probably mark it for forever on here. And I saw a ruin over here. It was a white ruin. What's this? I don't think we need that. I'll keep it though. Was it a white ruin or was it that stone I just saw? No, it's right here. Ruins at Y level 65. We'll look at that in the future. Right now, we're going to figure out how to get down to that bauxite. How long until this spoils? 76, 3/4 of the way done. I think that's a deer. It is a deer, look at that. Some chickens to our right. I was gonna say that looked like a circular area, but then I realized it's a far drop into a cave. See, this generation looks weird as well. So I think one of our mods for world generation got in the way of the impact crater. That is Pete, okay. I was looking at the minimap and I saw a dark spot. Now we could make Refractory Bricks tier 1 and just call it a day. I think we have everything for it, unless Refractory Bricks tier 1 also requires Bauxite. But the higher tier brick you use, the longer the bricks will last before you have to replace them. So I'm trying to get as high as we can on the tier list before I even make a single brick for it. I think we are going to have to fire the bricks before I can use them to make a brick block. I could be wrong on that. This will be the first time I made them. And what this is going to ease us into by making the beehive kiln is a kiln for making steel. Is I think the exact same stuff, only with a coffin for the iron and coal to go into. And we're going to need a lot of charcoal for that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go with you guys and go to the redwood forest to chop down all the trees, or if I'll do it off screen so that you guys aren't sitting there while I'm just chopping trees for hours on end. We could do it on Sunday, because we will get to the bauxite before the stream ends today. That's copper. Oh, I already saw that copper. Okay. I should probably go around and collect all the surface level copper when I have a chance. Right now, we're going to try and fill up completely with bauxite, so that hopefully I don't have to come back down here. I don't know if we get 2 bauxite per crushed stone. I'm hoping for that, but I don't know if it's going to work out that way. I also have a lot of nice flowers over here. I might want to take them in the future. Alright, I think in order to get over this hill, I thought that was berries, but it's a stony leaf block. In order to get over this, if I remember correctly, I have to go up through this peak area. And there used to be a bear over here. Oh look, something that has green. That's rye. We're gonna ignore rye. Can I jump up here? There we go. And I don't think we're anywhere close to where we need to be. I am going far east compared to where it is, aren't I? I am. Alright, let's go through this area here. Which means I have to go this way. Welcome in, cloud cover. Oh, what's this? Tin ore. We're gonna ignore that. How are you doing, cloud cover? And why'd you say sure-coated? Oh, well, here's copper. Surprised that it's surface level like this. Do I take it? Do I not? I think we need copper. It is medium quality, so it's not too bad quality. Brain fried dealing with code and Raspberry Pi? Oh no. What are you trying to make? What's the purpose for the Raspberry Pi? Are you trying to make a computer do your D&D sessions? That'd be funny though. Today we have a Raspberry Pi DM master. An IRL fear tracker for my Dagger Heart campaign. That sounds like it verges on what I was jokingly saying. Can I pick up that? There we go. Because we already know where the copper is. I don't think there's going to be much more. Could be some this way. No, it looks like that's all of it. That's pretty much how big a copper node would be. We have a lot of tin at home, and we found more tin in our cave. The only reason why I was picking that up, if I can see it on the surface. Otherwise, we're going to ignore copper. Like, I'm not going to go to all these nodes that I found previously and dig them out. Alright, we need to travel in this sandy area for a while. In Daggerheart, fear is the resource the GM can use and is supposed to be displayed to the players. I've been wanting to learn some basic coding in Raspberry Pi. That sounds actually a lot of fun. Is this water? I could barely see that that was water. This area doesn't look too bad. I think we should take a prospecting chance here. See if there's anything that we find important in this area. I'm gonna do it in this cave, which looks like it opens up over that way. That could be copper. This is just water. Doesn't lead to anywhere. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, prospect. That might not be far enough away. Poor ilmenite. The thing that we were looking for tier 3 refractory bricks is somehow over here. I did say poor, so I don't know if we're gonna get closer to it. What is all of this? This is all brown coal. Yeah, we're gonna take a detour and get brown coal. Brown coal can't be used in the bloomery, but it is used for a lot of other things. I forget what its burn temperature is. It's pretty much a little bit worse than charcoal. Well, not by much. And this is lignite. So if you're looking for brown coal for an alternative charcoal, you want to find lignite. It'll get you through your tier 2 stuff. This has been an eye-opening experience. Right now, the effects are lackluster. The foundation works. I mean, once you get into Raspberry Pi, I've been told that a lot of coding and stuff just gets easier after that. Either that, or you end up using Raspberry Pi for everything in your life. Because it is versatile. I've never gotten into it, but I know a lot of people use it. I've watched people do 3D printing stuff. Like, there's a YouTube channel, if anyone's interested. He 3D prints construction toys. So, like a bulldozer. I think he's made a log truck. He's made multiple dump trucks in various sizes, and he 3D prints it, and then a part of it needs a Raspberry Pi for the remote control. It's pretty cool. And then there's other things, obviously, that you can use it for, but every time I find something else that Raspberry Pi can be used for, it amazes me. Because I wouldn't have thought that something so small could do a lot of things. You know who I'm talking about? Awesome. I don't know their name, so I can't really give them a shout out. I'm not subscribed to them on YouTube because they don't make videos constantly. I think it was like once every month or every 2 months is when they are able to come out, because they are making the toys from scratch. And the software program that they use to make the 3D prints is the same software that I use, but they know more about it than I do. I don't know how to do the like, I've used a CAD program in high school for engineering stuff, and what he's using the website software for is pretty much using CAD. And I'd have to go back to my high school in order to figure out how to use it again. Because I haven't used it in 10 years, so I don't know how. The only thing that the limitations of the Pi makes it slow. Okay. People are using Pis as ad blockers at the routers called Pi holes. And that's probably a good way to use it. Is it like an ad blocker for any website, or just like certain scenarios? I am a little worried that we're gonna have like monsters find me somewhere. And I forgot just how much coal is in this area. Are we only getting 1 piece per stone? Oh, that was... Okay, I have a stack of 30. Okay, that's 31. Maybe 2. Okay, it looks like I'm getting 1 per stone. We only went up from 28 to 30 because there was 2 pieces in one area. Not sure, I just saw... I think I'm reading that wrong. CPU and RAM are limited to the size. That makes sense, because smaller... I want to say ingredients. That's not the word I want to use. Anyway. Not sure. I just saw and laughed at the name. Pie holes. Proponents, that's the right word to use for that. Okay, since we found ilmenite in this area, which is used for the strongest refractory bricks, we might just go around the area and continue looking for it for a little bit. So I don't know how much we're going to be spending in here. I should probably research ilmenite a little bit before we go full bore into trying to mine it out. We are in a different chunk up here. I could use it, the prospecting pick again. So Cloud Cover, since you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, you weren't here to answer this question. I messed around with the volume of my microphone. Do I seem quiet? is I lowered the microphone noise, because when I transfer this VOD onto YouTube, it seems like the volume gets boosted. So I turned down the microphone, but I want to know if it still sounds fine on Twitch. Seem good? Okay. I might go even further lower. Right now, I'm in like the midpoint of the yellow bar. We were staying in the red out of advice from another streamer, being Willow, who recommended me to stay in the red, because sometimes Twitch doesn't really show the volume correctly. So I think I might just go at like the high end of the green. Maybe the peaks will be in the yellow. Not blowing out your ears, and you're not struggling to hear me. That is the sweet spot. Alright, so when I render the VOD for, when I render a video for this VOD, before I put it on YouTube, I will listen to it for a little bit and see how the highs and lows are. Because one of the YouTube videos said that there was very high volume and a lot of crackling. These look like two different stones. And when I render the videos, I do hear the volume a little bit. It didn't seem like it was that loud, but I think when I add it to YouTube, it gets blown up a little bit. Don't tell me there's more back here. Dang it. Let's see if I missed any over here. Okay. It looks like this is the furthest back that it's going. It also looks like it is just avoiding the granite, which is a different type of stone. I think granite is sedimentary, or shale is. I forget. One of them is sedimentary, one of them is igneous. One of them is always above the other. And I don't remember which order is, if it's sedimentary on top and igneous below it. It should follow IRL logic. Last time I checked it did. So if anyone knows just off the top of their head, that's the only thing. There's no need to look it up, it's not important enough. We are really digging around this granite. And aside from those pieces that we found on the edge of that, I'm not really going to look for us to see if there's any brown coal hidden in the corners. I really only did those few pieces because we saw them. There is a Houndoom in chat if anyone wants a dog that looks like it could be from hell. I think it's a mono fire type. But I always think that it's part dark type. Okay, that's probably all of it. That's the way we came in. It does not have 3 heads. Yeah, it's not Cerberus. Okay. For a second I thought it already gave us the stuff for that, but it did not. And we'll go right here. I think this is far enough away. Okay. It says all the same stuff. Why am I hearing a fire? Is that part of the YouTube video? It is. Okay. What I want to do here is find out what alum is. Guess we want alum chunk. Pulverizes in the crushed alum. Alum is a deposit that occurs only in sedimentary stone, except for bauxite, the place we're going to. As a result of the evaporation of lakes in hot climates, one will generally need to travel to the southern desert to find these deposits. They will always be found atop the highest stone layer, but below non-stone layers such as dirt or granite. So it's kind of spawns like salt, but it's always the very top layer of dirt or stone. It's possible for it to leave nuggets. What is it for? So we have crushed alum, and I am keeping a track to make sure it's not a modded thing. But we then make diluted alum. That is an ingredient for more dented cloth. We can apparently make diluted cassiterite, which is tin. Right? We could use our tin for something useful. Because once you get the more dented cloth, it looks like you can dye it, and that's how we get dyed cloth. Yeah, that's the only way. And you can see how many things we can dye with the cloth now, or use with the cloth. I don't know what this is for. Flour sack. Oh, that's for holding flour. Apparently I can't make that. It says ingredient, but when you click on it, you should be able to take it straight to it. So apparently we can't make that. We can make an aged short bed. Cannot make the canopy stuff. Actually, if we have the joiner's table blueprint, we can. So unfortunately, we can't make these flour sacks, though. Because I'm clicking on it, nothing's happening. Anyway, go back. What's the next thing I wanted to look at? If I do T. We know what bismuth is. Lignite is the coal we just picked up, if I remember correctly. If I can... What's going on here? I can't open inventory. Because I typed letters. Yeah, lignite is brown coal. Sphalerite, I forget what that is. Oh, we can just click on it. It's zinc. So we have poor ilmenite. Let's not do that. Let's click on this and read into it a little bit. What I'm looking for is what it goes in. So that's basalt, peridotite, still peridotite. Oh, it's titanium. That's phyllite. I've never seen that stone before. It looks like it's cycling through all the chunks. Slate. I'm pretty sure we're looking at. No, that's shale. Should be the same thing though. It's the same type of stone. And why don't we... Oh, no, we do. Okay. I mean, my gut tells me to listen to the percentages and go further this way, but I don't know if it actually is this way. Let's do some prospecting right here. And this is how we were supposed to find iron. We're supposed to take this really long prospecting trip and not find it very close to our house. So that's 86. I feel like that's getting us closer. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it will be in order. You know what? Let's first do right here. $93 again, so it looks like it's over here. If I change this, oh, it is in here. Heat map for ilmenite. Seems like it's quite red. That doesn't look, I mean, it's violet, so it's the mix of the cold and the hot, but going off the dots as well. Can I change this to ilmenite? I can. Okay, so not only do we have the dots, but we also have the heat map, and it looks like... Oh, that's resin. So this went from red to orange to yellow in these two chunks, so we could be getting closer to it. Let's stick around here and do some prospecting. Oh, there's some flint. If we needed flint, I would grab it, but we don't need flint. Alright, let's first do over this way. So we'll dig down a little bit. 1, 2. Switch. Switch. And then right here. $1.01. That's a very high amount so far. We don't really need the shell stone, but I'll keep it just for now. You know what? Just for looks. Once the square loads on the mini-map, I'll know if we're going the right way. It is still yellow. And it is the highest percentage. Let's stay on this line then. You know what I might do? I think I'm going to go way over here to this cave that I can see on the minimap. We'll prospect right inside the mouth of the cave. So it's not going to be part of the granite here. I also don't know where this node is going to end up being. No, we want that to get out. 0.28%, so it looks like we're further away. But we can't go off the percentage. It does say very poor, though. And it is red. So that says very poor. Over here is just poor. So obviously you want something very rich. But it's also red. Let's go this way. Even though it says very poor, we still have the chance of finding it. And there's also copper right here, which we'll probably find on the way getting the other thing. I'm looking for cave entrances because that's easier to prospect in. You know, why don't we just go a distance away and then come back if we don't hone in on it? I'm looking for nuggets on the ground. Because we should be able to get any... Oh, there's a ruin. Have we seen that ruin? Yes, we have. We should be able to get any rare ore on the surface. Alright, we're gonna have to do some regular prospecting. And this time, I'm not gonna dig all the way down. Since we're in this type of biome, the stone's quite high up. And then I think we'll go back here. See if it says anything. Minuscule amounts of ilmenite, so we definitely went too far. We have minuscule, we have very poor, we have poor. I don't think it's going to go up to something higher. Also, that square is very blue. So let's dig into the side of this mountain. We're going to have to go down quite a bit, so hopefully I don't run into the coal or the copper right away. Because we're on the side of the hill, I need to go down a little bit just so I can do the prospecting. That's 1, 2. Percentage is not 100. That's 87 or 0.87. This is 101. This might be the highest concentration. Let's try right there, because that looks like there's a cave there. And that would be up this direction. Oh, it's right there. And this is a weird generation. I don't know what makes this weird column. Let's try and use the prospecting pick to make a staircase down. 1 there. Oh, that's not far enough away. Let's see if this is. And I still need 1 more, but I'm pressing all kinds of buttons. Let's try right here. Bituminous coal. So there's black coal here. We have a 42% on the ilmenite, but it still does say... Oh wait, no, that says very poor. We might want to go right here next, because this could be the circle here. I do want to explore this area a little bit, because we might run into some valuable ores just by running around this cave. But seriously, what makes this column so odd? Well, hello, Rowan. We wouldn't have found you if we didn't come down here. That looks like a broken rotor. Oh, what is that? A planter. Saltpeter, ancient segment plane. Apparently it's used for ancient stuff. I don't think we need any of that. That's also a forge vessel. I don't think we need that at all. Let's grab these gears. That crate is empty. We could take the crate. What's back here? Another tapestry. Another chest. The painting that we see quite often. And here is a Jonas part. Limestone, fire clay, we'll keep that. Saltpeter we don't need. And I don't think we need either of these. We know how to fix... Oh! A brass torch holder. Do I want brass? I don't think I want brass. That's a farming one. Oh, hello. We're not really afraid of you. There we go. Alright, let me out. There we go. Hello, Boatshorns and a shiver. You guys are going to continue to attack me, so... We'll spend a little bit of time, because I don't know what ilmenite's going to look like, and we can't go off the percentage of the map that we have here. Percentage does not tell you that there's, you know, like a 5% chance of finding it here. I think we went down this one. I think that was the first one we went down. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's go after the boatshorn that's down here. Oh, these are all dead ends. How nice. Now, I am really curious to see what's going on with this. That is sand. Why is there sand here? Is this the entrance? That might have been the entrance. So it spawned sand here, and then it made stone around it. I don't think there's actually anything important in this. No, there's nothing important here. Just weird generations. Get rid of all of that. No, I don't want that. I don't really care for any of the items that they could give us. It looks like we failed to get down here, so... Oh, place it there. There we go. Alright, and we want to go this way now. Nope, we want to go this way. Past the goats. Look at the resin. I didn't mean to pick it up. That's now an inventory slot that we could have had. And it looks like when food spoils, it loses its saturation amount. Or satiety amount. Alright, let's see if this is close to the surface. It is. And I have to update that safety meeting announcement. Why didn't it do the other announcements? Weird. But we are now getting close to the end of safety meetings. We have only 2 more to go. April and May. Decent illuminite. That's our highest concentration so far. We went from poor to decent. Alright, let's keep hunting this down, because we're getting better up here. I'm gonna go right in the side of this mountain here. Let's go in this spot here. I want to go far enough in that we don't get messed up by gravel. Start there, then this way. Then this way. Hi, ilmenite. We're getting even closer. That's probably going to be a bright red. I don't know if there's super high. There might be such a thing as super high. Or maybe it's called rich. Rich would probably make more sense for this game. Alright, I'm gonna do the same... No, I'm not. I can't really do it here. Or I go inside the side of the hill. We could try... Okay, I did find a spot. I'm surprised. Let's see what over here gives us. It also says high. The percentage seems to be going up. It is also a green icon. So it goes from bright or dark red down here, would probably be the darkest, to bright green. I'm gonna see what this quartz says. Because I don't know if it forms in quartz or not. Oh, that's just quartz in shale. Okay, we are in an area with a lot of open stone. So let's just grab from the side of the mountain here. I think this is too close. Yeah, it's too close. Anytime it doesn't change how many samples it needs, it means that you were too close to the other one, so I'm still too close. There we go. Now I just need one more. Let's go way over here to this cave entrance. Very high. We're getting even closer. Let's take a quick look down here. To a whole lot of nothing. And don't want any of this. We might die to starvation out here, though, which is going to be an issue. Where's the nearest field? We might have to go in here and grab some, like, berries or something. Okay, we're going to keep going up. See if we can get any closer to something else that it says. This is still the same node. This is not the same. One there. We'll go right here. And way over here. Now, as far as I know, prospecting, even if you like prospect one here and one outside in a different chunk, the first node you clicked on should be the one that has the actual prospecting node. I'm just checking everything I find now. So that also was very high. It was a little bit less. So it looks like it's in this hill area. I'm trying to get to the side of this where it may have open stone. Like it does. Right there, right here, and we'll just dig in here because that should be far enough away as well. Very high, 213. That's even more than the others. So we might be getting to the midpoint. Oh. I didn't realize how close the stone layer was. Okay, one there. One here. And we'll do one way over here. Very high, 212. I think that's the same, isn't it? Okay, do I have a bucket on me? I do not have my bucket. So let me do a quick research. Ilmenite. Because we want to see what it's going to be in. The ore of titanium is ilmenite. Ilmenite can be found in igneous rock layers, as well as phthalite, slate, and kimberlite. Ilmenite is currently only used for its crushed form to produce tier 3 refractory bricks. Ilmenite chunks and nuggets be put into the pulverizer with a tier 4 or better pounder cup. So it needs an iron pounder cup. Alright, what I need to know is igneous rock layers. To know if whatever stone I'm currently looking at in the game is part of that list. It said igneous, right? Yes, it did. Okay, igneous is andesite, basalt, granite, kimberlite, iridotite, scoria, which I've never heard of, and tuff. So, what we want to do is go below both of these. Neither one of them is igneous on the surface. And we want to look for this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over to this lake that I fell in earlier and didn't because I couldn't see it. And we're going to make a little bubble column here. Shale is still sedimentary. How deep is the shale? Well, that's a ruin. We found the ruin. Alright, let's go down one more. And I'll dig inside here. Is that a resonance? Resonance? The thing that plays music? A resonator. We found the thing that makes music. And the thing that plays music. Let's test it out. I never heard it. Hortus, Poultice, this is for healing. And some beeswax. We don't really need to bring beeswax. And I hear monsters, which means there's a cave nearby. And there's a door. So we're gonna look in this cave. Oh, got a shiver. One thing I want to do before we do that is grab this bony soil. We'll always grab bony soil. The amount of things that we can get from it makes it always worth it. And there's really nothing in here except for the whole tail stuff because we're going to need to heal soon when we start taking hunger damage. This over there, this over there, this over there, this and there, this and there, this and there, and we're gonna take that. We're gonna take this. So like building with them. Let's play this. Oh wait! It's music. That's really loud. Sorry for that, chat. Oh, that was literally the music that it was playing. We hear this regularly. Okay, let's play YouTube again. And turn down the music volume in the game. And I want to bring this with us. So I'm gonna guess I can break it. Please don't break. Okay, good. And I just now saw your message, Cloud Cover. The script right now is 200 lines and real coders are just laughing at those rookie numbers. Alright, let's head out here. Oh, it looks like all that bony soil fell into the cave. Okay, granite is one of the layers we're looking for regarding the stones. So we are getting closer to maybe finding it. And I do have juicy ores, so we should be able to see it immediately. With it being able to protrude from the stone. What's this? We found it! We did it, chat! We found titanium ore! And just for curiosity's sake, first we're gonna kill this drifter. I want to take a reading in this area to see what the percentage says. Okay. Luckily, you can pause prospecting. You don't need to do them consecutive. That was a slightly stronger drifter. Let's take one from further down here now. Okay, with us being able to look directly at it. Oh, it takes steel to break it. Okay, so there is a reason to have steel picks besides modded stuff. We're gonna have to make... Oh, that's right! The YouTube video I watched before said you're gonna need steel anyway. Make tier 2 for the beginning. Okay, well, we have titanium ore here. We're gonna definitely come back for it. And my headphone just changed the video for the music. I wanted to look at map. The percentage in here, very high. That's the only words you really want to focus on, is just the very high portion. But it also says 1.97 compared to a 213 on the other one. So we want to mark this. Doesn't look like we can. I'm at Y level 86. Ilmenite. Titanium. And we want it at 86 so I can come back here with a water column and get all that. And what kind of color would you say titanium is? I think it's like a white. We're gonna save that. I want to explore a little bit more of this cave. Maybe we could find another node of it somewhere. I found iron. Poor quality, so we won't get much iron from it, but iron nodes are vast. Okay. There's an underground pond. Oh, it's one of the glow lichen areas. We can't take glowworms. We can't take these anywhere. That's not how you spell glow. That's hello. What's this used for? Crushing rates don't think drink. Oh, it's expanded foods. The glowworms, we can't use them for anything. We can't take them anywhere. This is pretty much just a cave to find, just for the novelty of finding it. All right, let's head back down. Apparently I can't get down there because the water is pulling this way. Where is all of our dirt? I threw my dirt away. Alright, now I should be able to get in here. So I mistook The dirt, hello. You scared me. I mistook my dirt for something we didn't want in the ruin. So I'm gonna quickly run back to the ruin. Grab the dirt before it despawns, and then we'll explore a little bit more of this cave. I'm just glad that we found titanium. So we can make a steel pickaxe, come back for this, and then continue on. Luckily, I have dead monsters here showing me how to get out of here. How do I get up to that, though? Make a staircase. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Just like that, apparently. Yep, there's our dirt. Okay, so let's make a hole here. We'll be careful this time. We got our dirt back. Don't want this, do want the dirt. We probably also don't need the resin. We could get rid of the bowl if we really need to. But I don't think we need to. There's also some bony soil here that I forgot. And now, I'm gonna head this way. This is probably dead end, yeah. I assumed it would be. Cave goes down. Do I want to keep exploring, or do we want to go get bauxite before we die to hunger? Don't know, but there is a ruin here. Can you get in here? Can I get in here? It is a cool area. Some gears. Not seeing any bony soil or any torch holders. We have a lock. Galena. Some lead. Do we take the lead? We don't need anything else in here. I mean, that's just chalk. We can make that. We can make torches. I don't think we need any of that. We are also very near the end of our stream. Who hit me? Oh, that's the damage. Starvation. I want to try and get out of here and get bauxite before we die. Alright, dirt for this. I do have the raft on us. Let's use the raft. Alright, another thing I want is to not get shot by the boat's horns. Let's go like this. Save to titanium. Good spell. Let's make it this. Make it black. Get out of here before we die. To that drifter. And we're just gonna keep running. A lot of boat turns. We're going the wrong way. They shouldn't be able to hit us while we're moving. Regardless of where they're... Apparently we're running around them. If I can find food on the way, that would be very helpful. Let's keep using these. Notes do not count as more food. I can turn them into food. I'm not going to count them as valuable. There should be berries or something out here. I don't think we would have left anything in here. There's a cartography book. Take all that. I will just grab this. No. No. Did I pick up the vessel? I did pick up the vessel. Berries, I'm coming. Alright, we're safe. Throw this over there. I did pick up stuff that we don't need right now with the bauxite. I think we might throw away some of the brown coal that we picked up. That fish swam away, which I think is odd. I don't remember them swimming away before. We should be getting close to being able to see the bauxite. There's the alarm. I was about to say, why didn't my alarm go off yet? And right over on the other side of this area, which is where we got our seaweed from, we have bauxite sand. So beneath all this is bauxite. So I think what we'll do right here is make a noticeable dirt hole. And just so I can see it, the entrance, we'll do that. Probably should have this near water. Let's actually use water as a column to get in here. So we'll do this instead. And there it is already. What? That's all the bauxite that was right there? Is bauxite a somewhat rare item? Why am I not able to get out of here? What was that? What? Also, why did these gears combine? That was weird. Does anyone know if bauxite is rare? Or it just doesn't spawn in vast quantities like the rest of the stones? Ah, it looks like it's only 2 layers thick over here. Well, this makes collecting it a little bit more of an issue for me. Because all of this is underwater. I thought there was going to be a decent layer. That's just dirt. Alright. Let's see if I do this, if I can get in here without getting water everywhere. Is that just getting dirt? What? Okay, we'll just... I don't know how far this goes. Oh, there's bauxite on the ground that I destroyed by doing this. We do that, then when we destroy this, sand falls down. Okay, where did all that sand go? Because I don't want that water anymore. Apparently it didn't get destroyed by doing that. Okay. Huh? Okay, there we go. Now we got rid of the water. I don't know how much we're gonna need. How much is it? It looks like it's a 1-to-1 ratio. How much are you gonna need for this? 1 per brick. That's 6. And I think we need more than 1 grating. We're definitely gonna need more than 1 brick. So we're gonna be in here for a while, it looks like. I think what I'm gonna do is just go down to this level so that we have the bauxite holding up the water. And just hope for the best here. Yep, that was more sand. I had a feeling. Alright, then that means from here. Right here. Apparently I ran out of room. That's probably because I have granite. We probably could have survived starving to get to this point. And then used starving to get us home quicker. How close are we to having a full stack here? Because we can get rid of that dirt, or the sand. It is going further this way, which I'm surprised about. There we go. That's what I wanted to do so that I can dig down a little bit further, go out this way. I think we're getting to the point. Oh, hey, copper. I do have places. Is that poor in here? Medium. Okay, we can't dig that out then. I think we'll just stick with what we have for right now. Okay. I want to get a raft back. That did not work the way I thought it would. What if I do a corner like that? There we go. And it went back down. Which I guess at this point I could just go over here. Okay, I can't see a single thing in this area. We got a bunch of this. Hopefully we won't need a lot more. I think I might have to go looking for bauxite somewhere else. Maybe look into how to find it in the south. I think it's supposed to be a southern stone that we just happen to have found a small portion of north. But normally we wouldn't find it out here. Alright, I am gonna go... You know what, let's go to that ruin and just jump off the highest point a few times. I was gonna go over to the trader that's nearby and hope that the bear was still there. Because I don't remember if we killed that bear or not. I don't think there's anything of... Okay, I can place that down. You have nothing in you. And I never broke it. I'm gonna guess that you have nothing in you as well. No. Okay, hopefully we get damage from this. How did we not get any damage from that? Nothing in there. So many chests up here. This was back from before I started destroying chests to make sure that I don't do it again. Let's go further this way. There we go. In the long run, this is worth doing, just to get us home quicker. We are going to save the game and close it out after we get home. Looks like one more try might do it. Oh. Close, but not enough. By that accidental jump. It shouldn't really matter how high we are now. Except for when it doesn't work. Wonder if I had a piece of sand, if I could just keep dropping it on me. Do the same thing. There we go. Do that, get rid of the death marker. And what we're gonna do is need a chest down here. You're empty. Actually, I want to move this to over here. So what I need first is iron caps. Oh, here goes all of the coal. Not right there, but this can go in there. Sort through all that. I don't think anything else we have in here would go in there. We can play around with the resonator a little bit. But first, I want to get some food. Since it is spoiling, I want to try and eat it all. Yeah, it looks like the more it spoils, the less satiation you get from it. Because normally this would fill you up about half a bar each time you eat a piece. There's only 2 servings left. So I might as well just make them. Hold on to one. This can go over here and just be there. Fire clay in our normal home. The rain is a little too loud for me. Apparently we had that part already. And we already have some mortar. We have some wholesale pulses, which I am gonna hold on me for a moment. Put the rope down here, line up there. And now I want to know all of the different things I have here. Oh, they have the names of the songs. They're all different. So let's put this upstairs. Right there. Let's turn off YouTube. And do I... Vulture Tavern? Yep. Quirky Tavern. That's right there. Looks like that's all the ones that I have that aren't duplicate. So everyone has heard these already through our channel, but... Oh, I forgot. Turn up the setting. Let's put on 20. We'll listen to these for a few seconds. So this is the invitation. So we've heard this one. It plays randomly. I'm looking for ones that are not common, like not randomly played. Okay, this is a different one. We have heard this. I'm pretty sure this is only heard through the resonator. It's not one of the ones that randomly play. This is the other tavern. This is Sunny Village. This is one of the random ones. So we've heard this before using YouTube. Let's try the Seraphs. This I don't think plays randomly. I think this is a resonator only. I'm not too sure. We've listened to it so many times on YouTube that I don't remember if I heard it before YouTube or not. But I think that's a resonator only. This is Vintage Story. It's, I'm guessing, the music that plays when you first load the game. This is one that plays randomly. And it is the one from the loading screen. And the last one is Summer Stroll. This is another one that plays often and random. Okay, so we have 21 pieces of bony saw that I may or may not do off screen. I'm gonna throw all the resonators in here, even the ones that are copied or duplicated, I mean. And something I wanted to know is if I read this, nothing new in these pages. Okay. So if you read a book and you find it again, it doesn't make you reread it. So this one, Diet of the Kings. Master Jonas Fox, please come forth. The lord and ladies rose when he entered the room. Even the kings gave him small gestures of welcome. He walked to the center of the court, his attendant behind him bearing a great collection of giraffes. My lords, as I'm sure you're now aware of, we face a nightmarish threat. This disease, or plague as it has been called, is not overly complex, neither is it beyond our vision. It is quite simply desolation made manifest. Here his attendant began laying out a number of medical diagrams upon the floor. Master Fox issued from one parchment to the next, gesturing as he went. It rots the body in its entirety. It begins externally with numbness and darkened skin, proceeding further into ligaments. The victim may lose control of entire limbs. Eventually, the flesh sloughs off in small heaps. By this time, the victim has likely entered a cataleptic state. This may as well be a blessing for them. The rot will have overtaken their eyes and ears now, depriving them of their senses. Arriving at the last parchment, he paused and gazed upon it. Many of the gathered assembly also leaned forward to see the image more clearly. From the scribe's desk, it appeared only to be a drooping mess of charcoal smearings. This is all that remains of the poor souls. In its final stages, the rot consumes the mind and body whole, leaving nothing left of distinction. Here His Majesty, the King of Undland, interjected. Is there truly no method of treating this, milady? What preventions are available to us? No preventions, Your Grace, save total isolation from the populace. Even such a drastic method as that will only last until the food supply is affected. As for treatments, I found none. Perhaps some of my bitterness from the Academy have made progress. Betters from the Academy, not bitterness. By judging their silence, I think not. He paused again here and cleared his throat. It is a certain death, however, I stand here to offer you better fate. It says next page, but there's nothing next. And I'm gonna go back in here and turn off the music. Alright, so that was cherry red. We have brick red, which is part 2 of 5 of something, so we're gonna ignore that. And I think dark beige we've seen before. We have not, but that's the first of 8. So we're not gonna read those. But anyway, now we can get rid of all those books. Is there anything down here, any of these books that I've not read? This is brick red. So we've read that. This is dark green. Now comes the second trade. I'll let you guys pause on YouTube to read that. And this looks like a play. So when this goes back on YouTube, for those who are watching this live, you're not going to see what that was unless you're able to pause it and do a clip just to read it. But anyway, we are going to call it quits here. I think for sake of our screenshot, I am going to take all the bauxite out of here. We're going to go upstairs. If I can get around this health hammer that I'm getting stuck on. I don't think anything in here is important enough to look at. So we're going to take this all the way back to the fire clay. I'm gonna sort all this, and why weren't these moved? No idea. What I want to do is have all of these in one corner. With the bauxite above it. That's going to be your screenshot down here. So, print screen. Screenshot has been taken. Take all this out again. We're going to put this in... Oh, I don't know what happened. I lagged for a second there. Let's put all this back in here. Okay, and now I'm going to stand up here. We're going to save the game, go into our raid-out scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.